Okay, folks, good morning. Gee, these are filthy. All right, so we've cleared the desk again. Let's work on the stuff that we already have out here. Well, we have a lot of stuff ahead to do. A lot of stuff ahead to do. I mean, just looking in the future, like a lot. I don't even want to do an inventory on what I have. It might be scary. It might be scary, but it's not a lot of money. It's not like, oh man, you just bought $3,500 in Pokemon cards. I bet all this stuff I bought, I haven't spent $120. I bet I have not. So this is super cheap, and I don't. I'm considering taking them off of cards, but the only reason I don't want to is because they're protected a little bit, and they don't need to be like super protected because we're gonna make them look damaged. But I want to pick the damage. I don't want to like get stuck with whatever damage they are from banging into each other, kind of thing. Okay. I hate bringing this out because it just brings chaos into my life. But having a look at this, let's use the bigger one. All right, so we have this car and this one and this one. All four of these have already been created. So basically, what weapons they're going to have in the game, what abilities they're going to have in a game, weapons and abilities. I should say that because both of those things have been figured out, and I'm definitely going to be proceeding how to do that. So this is actually going to be a performance car. 15 points. It's going to have additional armor. It's going to have, because the other performance cars don't. Just decided to do it a little differently. Hey, Ben, good morning. It's going to have a minigun that is front mounted, fires to the front only, and 3 points for a handbrake artist. And a handbrake artist basically means if there's a spin result normally you could go 90 degrees, which is, honestly, that's pretty liberal. You should have enough to do with that. He can actually pick any direction. So he can come in front of people, like say there's a pack of folks here. Like say this guy is trailing behind. He zips around them. I don't know if there's one of the moves. I guess there is a swerve. We don't play them very often, but there is a swerve. And he gets a spin result, and instead of being able to, go up to this or something like that, he's able to spin around and go like this. So he's definitely like operating on racing slicks, and then would get to fire. And I specifically thought about that when I'm like, okay, well, let's only make it a front-mounted cannon so that he's got to go and do stuff like that. So you play this vehicle differently. And he's got extra armor, so when he does something like that, probably should have a ram in the front so when somebody hits him. But, every car has its deficiencies. It can't be good at everything, There'll be one that have a lot of armor. Like, I have one vehicle that's going to have rams in every direction. But it has like very few guns. So just stay away from it, All right. So this one's going to be something like this. This is what I was looking to do was actually build the armor plates so that I can paint them red and then give them a wash. But I was struggling with the armor plates. This one, Lord, whatever his name is. Well, let's not worry about him. All right, so armor-wise, I was looking through my armor plates, and I didn't really find anything that's really jumping out at me. Now, I want it to look like it's got armor on it. The back of this vehicle has a window, and I don't know if the real Ferrari I don't know if the real Ferrari has a window here or not, but I'm probably going to paint this window in the back. Because it doesn't have any rear firing weapons anyways. This was a little tricky to get in there. So it goes like that. So there's actually details on the side of the window here. So if I paint this in, it's got some lines on here where that could look armored. It's just the front I gotta cover, and even like the sides I could probably make it out of plastic card. Good morning. It's a super cheap hobby. It really, really is. But I mean, it's it's amazing. I went into that store that had this guy right here, and he had lots of ones that were 8, 10, 5. I don't even think $5 is too much to pay if it's exactly the one. But if it's just a different paint job, it's like, you know, maybe they make this. I picked this up at the dollar store, so it was like $1.20 something. No, I'm sorry, Dollar General. So it was like $1.20. Yeah, it was like $1.20, something like that. 118. They may make a rare one of these that's in yellow. Well, I don't care if it's yellow. I'll paint the red one. Like, I don't need to buy one that's $12. Like, you know. And one of the stores that I went to was actually the Walmart, and I ended up not buying any at, but I was just going by. There was a guy there. I said, "Hey, you find anything cool?" And I started talking to him, and he's like, he collects some, and then he also like resells. And I'm like, that's the people that are driving it up, you know, which is fine. I mean, I don't want, if you go to a store and they're selling a Hot Wheels for $2, I don't think that's unreasonable, because there's a finder's fee, right? You went to one place, and the place has 50 of them, and they have them all. You know, they're not going to just sell them for whatever. Now, all the ones I bought were $1, so the guy's probably been sitting on them for a while, and they're not moving. You know, I plan on going back. I mean, you know, I'm not planning on going back anytime soon, but maybe this year, maybe in December, maybe. But let's put a dent on this stuff. But the ones that were more expensive weren't any cooler, because they were just a different paint scheme that was just more rare or harder to find. Like, I don't care, you know. Now, it was like, if it was like a vehicle that I specifically wanted, well, that's different, you know. But I honestly didn't even look at anything that wasn't $1. I'm like, I'm here for the dollar ones. You know, let's get all the dollar ones first before we're worry about anything else. All right, so I'm going to, instead of cogitating about this, I'm just going to go ahead and move forward. All right, so here's the pieces for the Ferrari. We can color match later. Let's put the wash on here and get going. Now, these all have a flat coat on them already, which of course is the secret. And I don't know, there may be another way to do it. I'm just happy that I found a secret that worked for me the first time at it. I always like telling people, hey, these are some of the first Hot Wheels I painted. Man, why are you so good? I said, because it's not the first thing I painted. You know, I can use all of my things I've figured out in the hobby for a new hobby. You know, it's like if I picked up, I don't know, doing something else, I'm repainting superhero figures or something, I'd probably be really good at the first time. Like, man, this is your first one you did? I said, yeah, I painted other things. You know, you can use all those skills, you know. All right, let's see if we can find a brush that hasn't been violated. That's getting harder and harder to find. I really need to have okay, dump all these brushes in hand sanitizer day. And I may just I may just clean this one up and use this one because this is about the size of one that I want to use. So let's get this going here. Now, I actually honestly had not seen one of the big reasons that I'm actually doing Gaslands. Is it a big reason? Yeah, it's a big reason. It's to film shit. Okay, this is reasonable to film. The games last, a little bit longer than a DBA game. I mean, they last longer than a DBA game, but not absurdly so. Or a set of, they last the same as a set of DBA games, like when we were doing 4 battles or something like that. It's equivalent, so it's definitely filmable. It probably has a bigger issue with like the camera placement, but that's what it is, and it's reasonable to run. It has a lot of the same stuff that we like about DBA. That there's interesting choices for you to make. You want to choose to do 4 things, but you can only do 3, kind of thing. There's some mechanism to that. And is there still water here? No. I need to rinse this well. And I don't, let's see, what if I go underneath? Oh yeah, there we go. We have a reservoir of it's a little filthy, but it'll do for this. And I honestly don't know how many Gasland games are out on YouTube where people have filmed. I don't know. I haven't looked. I knew that I was doing DBA. It was like there was nobody out there that was really doing stuff. There might be a few more now, but I want to film something that I'm into, not just I'm filming things. What are you doing? Well, I'm just filming stuff to film. And like, no, I got to be into it. Okay, I think we're neutralized, Jeff. But still, you got people that collect stuff. They don't understand building things. They don't understand, like modifying things. People that modify stuff, they don't understand gaming with them. People that game, they don't want to build models. I mean, I'm interested in all this stuff. Well, except just collecting shit. Although that's kind of happening. But I was talking to that one guy that's a collector. I said, because I'm curious. Like, do you take them out of the package or anything? I mean, do you at least like display them? Like, no, sometimes I leave them in the package. Like, there's a lot of stuff that I saw for sale that if I was a collector, I wouldn't buy because the packages are in really bad shape. And I noticed this. I don't know if you guys noticed if you watched the video yesterday. I'm going to have to store these outside because the cardboard, there's obviously something breaking down in the cardboard that is triggering not breathing, but it might be mold or something like that. It's funny because when I think of mold, I think of you'd be able to see the mold, right? Like it'd be moldy looking, like it'd be moldy smelling. But I guess there's a lot of other molds that aren't that. Well, it's one of those that aren't that. Probably shouldn't have loosened that up, but I needed to get to the other side. We'll be good with this. So